to 6.5 billion people in total currently right now. That would mean that if 2 billion people are expected to watch the wedding live as it happens on the news network of their choice, that would mean over a quarter of the world, a quarter of the world's population in total are going to be checking out this wedding on television. That is an unprecedented number. Over a quarter of the world's population are going to be checking that out. And if that doesn't say an extensive amount of media coverage, then I don't know what does. Over a quarter of the world's total population are going to be checking it out. Probably even people we've never even heard tell of are going to have the opportunity to check it out on networks that I haven't even been heard of. But I tell you, 6.2 billion people, assuming that that's the world's population right now, over a quarter of the world's population are going to be checking that out. And I think that the royal family definitely deserves an extensive amount of credit for being able to achieve the ratings and the amount of viewers they're going to be achieving. So definitely I compliment them on being able to achieve that amount of people who are going to be checking it out. Over a quarter of the world's population. That is an unprecedented number. Only 1 billion people tune in to see WWE, TNA, and sporting events on average. Only 1 billion people check out WWE. Now 2 billion, anywhere from 2 billion to 2.5 billion people are going to be checking out this wedding. An unprecedented number, and the number's probably even going to be higher when the official viewers rates and the ratings reports are tabulated. But I think that the royal family, both Prince William and Catherine Mendler, deserve a tremendous amount of credit for not only going with traditional vows, but being able to achieve over 2 billion viewers, a quarter of the world's population, an unprecedented and outstanding number to behold. A number of people have actually turned down their invitation to attend the wedding. I guess it's because of personal reasons or personal problems they have had with the royal family or something they have against one another. That's due to history involving the royal family. I'm not going to get into that, but it's a little note here that should be included here. Some people have taken the opportunity to turn down the invitations they have been extended to attend the royal wedding, while the majority of the people who have been extended personal invitations are going to be attending it. So more people are going to be attending it than actual people who have turned it down. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so why not take advantage of the opportunity you've been handed with? But I just thought I'd make a mental note here on HW Entertainment that some of the invitations that were extended to people privately have been turned down, but the majority of the people who have been extended invitations are going to be attending it, so definitely they need to be complimented for actually having the amount of respect they do for the royal family to be attending it. Queen Elizabeth herself will actually be in attendance, or the Queen, whoever the Queen is over there, is going to be in attendance for it. And I think that it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful event to behold. And coming up here within the next 5 or 10 minutes, I will be extending my wishes that are going to be added on YouTube to the royal family's YouTube channel and our official YouTube channel as well, to join the 100,000 people in offering best wishes and extending them to the royal family. I thought that would be a wonderful way to present HW Entertainment Variety Radio, sort of an off-topic radio show for us this week. But I tell you, given the amount of extensive coverage that WWE have been giving the royal wedding, both on their official website and due to the United Kingdom tour, which they have just wrapped up, I thought it would be, where on the United Kingdom tour they made reference to the royal wedding in an extensive amount, both on Raw and SmackDown. I thought it would be wonderful to come on here and offer my condolences and best wishes to the royal family. You can of course find this both on our official YouTube channel and the royal family's YouTube channel, if I can find it. I know it will join the over 100,000 videos that have already been uploaded, and I'm expecting the video views for this one to be extensively high as well. Let's see what else here I need to throw in. There isn't a hotel room available, expected to be available on the weekend of the wedding, so that is an unprecedented accomplishment. Very seldomly do you see every hotel in England booked up unless there's a very extravaganza event happening. Very seldomly do you see that, so that's an unprecedented accomplishment. There isn't expected to be one hotel room of availability around the weekend of the wedding, and the streets are expected to be blocked. I'm sure an extensive amount of security will be there to complement the media and assist everybody getting them to their destination. Of course, it's going to be a very hectic time, but with all the hecticness comes a great deal of prosperity and the satisfaction of knowing that it's finally going to be over. All the planning, all the preparation, all the invitations that were sent out, all the media coverage, which will continue following the extravaganza of the royal wedding between Prince William and Catherine Mendler. Definitely there's going to be an extensive amount of media coverage for maybe a month and a half to 2 months after the wedding. As I said, YouTube.com and all the video websites are going to be absolutely flooded with footage, so don't be surprised if you can't pull it up. I know that Twitter and Facebook are going to be heavily accessed during around the time of the royal wedding. I know there are going to be an extensive amount of tweets, just as there were for the whole disaster in Japan, the 8.9 earthquake classified as a great quake. During that time, Facebook and Twitter were absolutely flooded with tweets and messages from people trying to get a hold of one another, trying to find out information they could about what was going on over in Japan, due to the fact family members were over there, due to the fact they had lost people. People were missing in the great quake. I know around that time Facebook and Twitter were expected to be flooded with messages, and I assume that Facebook and Twitter are going to be absolutely flooded with messages around the weekend of the royal wedding, so don't be surprised if you can't pull up Facebook and Twitter. Also something that I found of great interest as well, just checking out the television there, a number of different networks, including children's television networks, including YTV and Nickelodeon and a number of different children's television networks are having movie presentations with royal themes on the weekend. It seems like the television networks have different specials airing about the royal family, or they have special animated movies airing for children. It seems like the television networks and the movie stations have really gotten together and pulled together to come up with different themes to have during that weekend, whether it's a children's movie airing on a special network like YTV or a children's network like Nickelodeon. It seems like everybody's pulling together and coming up with something special to commemorate and celebrate the royal wedding which is happening. The children's networks are really jumping all over it, especially YTV here in Canada, and a number of different networks including Nickelodeon, and the movie networks are airing documentaries or movies for children. So the fact that the television networks are trying to commemorate it the best way they can is wonderful too. All weekend movies and specials for all ages are going to be airing. It doesn't matter if you're 5 years old, it doesn't matter if you're 57 years old. There's going to be something special airing for you on television, with it all concludes with the grand finale, of course, the royal wedding at 2:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you can stay up for it, definitely you deserve a great deal of respect, because I don't think I'd be able to do that unless I had a great amount of coffee alongside of me for that. But over 2 billion people are going to be expected to check this thing out. That's over a quarter of the world's population. And as we come up here on the half-an-hour mark, I will take this opportunity right now to extend my fondest wishes to the royal family on their marriage, the wedlock between Prince William and Catherine Mendler. I'd definitely like to wish all the best in the future for the royal family. This is something that I find very hard to do. Usually I come here on HEW Entertainment Variety Radio and I'm very to the point. Like, if I don't agree with something that's going on with a different issue or a different topic, I usually state the facts, and if you like them, you like them. If you don't, then that's too bad for you. But, this is something that I find very hard to do, and I don't know exactly how to approach this. I know that the media networks are going to be jumping all over this after it's over, with footage on YouTube, with footage on their news programs, what have you. I think that the media and the paparazzi, as they term it over in England, need to really lay off after it's all over and give them a bit of peace and satisfaction. I hope that that's something that both Prince William and Catherine Mendler achieve after it's all over, the peace and satisfaction of knowing that all the preparation and planning was actually worth something. And I know that eventually, once it's all said and done, life will ascend back to normality in Buckingham Palace, and that's the one thing that I hope and pray for, is eventually they will have some kind of a normal life and get back into an everyday routine. But when you're of royalty like Prince William and Catherine Mendler, how can you have a life of some normalcy? I know that they definitely pray that they'll see a day when that happens, but with an extensive amount of media coverage always on them, no matter if it's a royal wedding or not, how can you have somewhat of a normal life? But that is definitely one of the wishes that I'm extending out to the royal family, is that they eventually achieve some type of normal life, which they are very deserving of. Despite all the events of 1997, they have put forth a tremendous effort to actually rebound off of it and not look at it as somewhat of a tragedy, but look at it as a memorable day in the history books of the royal family. They look at it as a memorable and historical day now, and they don't like to look at it as somewhat of a tragedy despite everything that happened and all the speculation. I think that a tremendous amount of respect and credit needs to be dealt out to both Prince William and the members of the royal family, including Catherine Mendler, who joins them in wedlock, for being able to put it all behind them, not so much in the fact of memorizing it, but so much in the fact of not mourning it as much as it was in the early years of it. I know Elton John put out that song. Everybody was, infatuated with that, and I definitely commend them and hand them a great deal of respect for being able to move on. But one thing that you need to take into consideration, I read somewhere in a book one time, a long time ago, that time is the most precious commodity. And it definitely is, no matter what happens, no matter